recording. Back at it again. Just quick, I guess what we call our subcast, just kind of a little one-off type of deal. I always need to make sure this mic is pulled up a little bit further. So, yeah, like I was saying, little subcast. I guess I was also looking at this to be like episode 51, so we've gone over the 50 mark, which is kind of cool. But on to what we were going to talk about today. Part of this is just kind of a little preview for our next episode. Got to get Tyler back in here. Maybe we get Quasi. I don't know. But one of the questions that I have is wondering about the two-piece singlet again. Now, is this a revisit to an old episode? Very much so. I think we, Tyler and myself, had several conversations about this way back before we actually were recording. We probably just talked about it and had discussions and everything else so many times that we're like, this is one of the topics that kind of got us, to where we are now with Cerebrus Wrestling, the podcast, and the compound and everything. Was like, we talk about this so much. Why aren't we recording it? It's like we're not repeating, but we're saying things, and other people are saying the same things or having opinions about it, and we're like, we have a platform in today's day and time with social media, with the Facebook, with the Cerebrus account there, with YouTube, with our podcast, with every place that it goes out to, and we're like, why not? Let's have our little bit and get it out to everybody and see what they think about it. So that was a discussion we had really, really early on. Was this the whole discussion on the two-piece or the fight shorts and compression top, whether it be compression shorts and compression top, but and it's not even the first team to have done it, although I think they're getting a lot of credit for it, which doesn't really bother me that they're getting credit for it, but it does bother me that people think they're the first ones to do it. So Maryland has this year wrestled in the two-piece. They've had the fight shorts and the compression top, and I think it's been cool that they've been doing it, although I could have sworn I've seen Edinburgh do it, and I thought there was one other team that did it for a brief minute. It was Edinburgh. I think they had the two-piece. Theirs was the compression shorts and compression top. And I thought it was somebody else I saw at the collegiate level do it. Now, we've seen it a lot at the high school, middle school level, different things like that. I think I used to have an opposing viewpoint at very first was, if you don't like the singlet, don't do it. It's not for you. But at the same time, growing the sport, times changing, all that kind of good stuff. I'm kind of down with it. I like the idea of them. I like the fact that Maryland, Big Ten, did it this year. They're Big Ten, I'm pretty sure they're Big Ten. But yeah, I'm glad that they did it. Was theirs probably the best one out there? Honestly, I don't think it was. I think from a design standpoint, they really missed out. Their flag is so unique up in Maryland, and it's so cool looking that I think they missed out on the opportunity. They had it for the trim around the sleeves and a couple spots, but I think overall it was just a little too plain. If you're going to go big with it, have the big M on the front like they did, maybe black from the front, but the back could have been how they have some singlets cut with the design on the back. That whole flag could have really just popped off on the back of that shirt, and I thought that really would have been cool. Really would have stood out and would have been a bit more. So I'm looking forward to getting Tyler's intake on that, or input on that. He tagged me on a post with it, and it was kind of funny. He was like, if only we would have thought to talk about this sooner, or have had a show about it. So I figured, why not? Let's get Tyler's input on him. Does he still like him? What does he think about him? Does he think that there's a future for him? I mean, is this something that we're going to see people try to do but it never take off, or is it actually going to be something that works? So, I'm looking forward to getting his input on that. All the talk we had, he finally but was talking about Pletcher being, who he was this year, doing all sorts of great things. Finally came out with support for him and admittance that, he's proven him wrong this year and all that stuff. And then we have the loss to Nick Lee. Is this a one-off thing, Tyler, or, is Pletcher going to come back and get him at Big Tens and at NCAA's? I think he is. I think he will. So I'm not changing off of Pletcher yet for that way. I think Pletcher's the guy who's been wrestling great, and they were at was it Bryce Carver Arena or Bryce Jordan Arena for Penn State, and it's a hard place to wrestle. It's just like wrestling at Carver. You can get Carvered. I think maybe Nick Lee wrote him out for, I think it was almost 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes of time. So I think, Pletcher comes in with a game plan for that. So he's able to adapt to it, and I think he will be just fine. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Tyler's take on that is. I know that was another one we all kind of posted on social media. It was like, oh, ugh, or wow, or, just whatever it was that we posted on. So I am very much looking to getting his opinion on that one as we come in. Oh yeah, and just in case anybody's wondering, another reason for just doing the quick subcast and kind of a little preview of our next thing is also just lots of different things going on with different practices, getting schedules figured out. With my kids, we got different practice schedules coming up with their youth stuff, not just wrestling. I'm all about my kids being all-around athletes or all-around participants and things. We got soccer, we got baseball. Hopefully we get some freestyle stuff going up pretty soon. And our high school guys are getting ready to make their run at Upper State this upcoming weekend. So hopefully we get our guys qualified through for state for the following weekend. So just busy time. Also Tyler's work schedule, so we haven't been able to mesh up to get all our episodes in. But I wanted to go ahead and, like I said, throw this out there. Let Tyler hear it, and also so he has an idea of some of the stuff that we're going to talk about next time he rolls up through here. Another thing I was going to talk about, since it's subcast, a lot of times I think we talk about kind of being maybe a little bit motivational or just maybe a little offset thing. I found something while I was scrolling through Instagram, and one that was kind of at first it was an advertisement, and then I clicked on their link and checked out their site and really liked what I saw. Tyler uses the term like when he has that first drink of coffee in the morning before we're going to tournaments or something, like it hits his soul. And I was like, their phrase for it like did the same thing, like hit my soul. And I was like, this is awesome. Let me check their stuff out. Ordered a couple t-shirts and some things from them, but it was Fuel Hunt, and I think if you look at I think that's the Instagram page, Fuel Hunt, and that's their fuelhunt.com. I thought it was just brilliant, and it got me on a couple different levels. One, it was the slogan said, everybody wants to eat, but fuel hunt. And then their whole thing is like getting back to hard work, getting after your grind of things, and not so much focusing on the trophy or the prize, but their thing is to like dedication to hard work and the journey and the process. And if you've listened to any of our subcasts or listened to Coach Tyler or myself, I think we're both big on that. Very much enjoy the process. Focus not necessarily on the prize, but the process of what you're doing. The product will be an outcome of that. It's also one of those things that, as progress reports have come out just recently for like kids' grades and stuff, I'm not an advocate for paying kids for grades. I don't want to pay my children for A's. I don't want to pay them for that because I don't want them to be focused on the prize. I want them to be focused on the process. So I would rather them continuously work, have good grades, like their progress reports be good, instead of them not be good and them just be trying to focus on the final outcome of something. I think that final outcome should come from the desire, the drive, and the work that you're doing up to that point. So working toward that goal. So again, I really like the website, like what their product was, and part of it was also with the school that we're at, with our middle school program being the Eagles, and that was their little logo. It had like a little eagle head on there, and it was one from that was very similar to one that I drew up that I did kind of way back when Game of Thrones was first coming out. Instead of winter is coming, I changed it up to wrestling is coming. It had I did the artwork kind of like the old school dire head of the wolf, except made it the eagle. It also had that like old school traditional tattoo type look. So I was like, dude, this just speaks to me on so many different levels, so I got to give them a shout out, and looking forward to looking at more of their stuff. They've got like a blog and like a daily motivation type thing, so I'm going to check all that kind of stuff out, and I'll let you guys know. So I guess somewhat of a product review. Maybe when their stuff comes in, I'll do a little product review, open their stuff up, see what you guys think of it at home as well. Like I said, really like their stuff. Fuel Hunt, and I really love that idea. Everybody wants to eat, and those tournaments are coming up. If they haven't already come up, the upper states, the states, the regionals, sectionals, qualifiers, for all those type of things. That's when everybody wants to eat. But we're gonna find out who is willing to hunt, who wants to hunt, who's willing to enjoy that process and really ready to get after it and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, that was a quick little subcast for today. And like I said, hopefully next time you guys see us, if you're watching, Coach Tyler will be back in the co-pilot seat over here, and or if you are listening, you'll get to hear Coach Tyler talk and give his two bits worth on what he thinks about one. I'm also curious about what he thinks about Penn State. Like, they're still really good, but like, is this kind of like are they going to be in a rebuilding for more than just this year and next year? I'm wondering where they're going to be at for a little bit of time. And how is what are his thoughts on Pletcher? We're getting ready to come into conference tournament time, which is always exciting, always fun to watch. So looking forward to seeing what he thinks about those things. Get his latest input on the singlet versus two-piece, or however you want to call that. So really looking forward to all that. So all right, thanks guys. I just wanted to get a little content out for you. So like I said, back at it again in a short way. But we will holler at you guys a little bit later on.
Bye bye.
All right.